What is up, my crew? After driving just around 6 hours up to northeastern Pennsylvania, I came up here to chase the Reading Blue Mountain Northern 2102 along with the Big Boy 4014. This was a once-in-a-lifetime run, and it was something I had to go and see. And it all starts here. The Big Boy would come to the stop on this viaduct to blow their whistle for us. After coming to a stop, the Big Boy did a couple blows of their whistle, and unfortunately I didn't get great footage of the Nicholson Viaduct, but they ended up departing, and this would begin our chase of the Big Boy 4014 and the Reading 2102. Do you see this man right here? Yeah, that one, like the guy's head that's really close. I had another tripod set up with my good camera, and that man, his head blocked the entire shot, meaning this is the only footage of the Big Boy that I have on this viaduct. This was probably the worst spot of the day. The Nicholson Viaduct, I had terrible footage, everything went wrong, and the entire, just look at this footage of the roads. It was hell, to say the least. I mean, our next spot of the day, which would be much more promising, was Mountaintop, Pennsylvania, or known as Penobscot. This was definitely one of my favorite spots of the entire trip. We also saw a Reading high railer. But finally, after all that, smoke started rising in the distance, and 2102 came in. After that, I decided to adjust my tripod to get a better shot of the Big Boy as it would approach Mountaintop and stop right next to the Reading 2102. Then came probably the best shot of the day. The two of them departing mountaintop side by side. And a terrible voice crack. After leaving my hotel, I would drive to Nesquehoning to watch the 2102 depart to start its journey to Pittston.
Wow, Zao!
Hold on, let's go back to the train that we just saw go by. You may not have noticed it, but I sure did. There is 2 diesel locomotives right behind 2102. That may not seem like much, but they weren't there yesterday. Here's the proof that they weren't here yesterday. Look, there's no diesels. So why did they add them today? Without the diesels behind 2102, the 2102 has to use more coal to get to places. With them behind it, they use less coal. Yesterday, after filming this, on their way back to Nesquehoning, they had to get a rescue crew because the 2102 ran out of coal. Anyways, the big boy would start to move forward to let the passengers board for their trip to Pittston. I decided to move forward and snap this photo of the big boy before going up to a crossing right outside of Nesquehoning. Now was the time we would watch him depart for real. After that, I'd pulled up to this private crossing, waiting for the big boy. The people there told me that the 2102 had already went by and was at Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. I told them I would be right back and would book it to Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. They did not believe I would be back in time. They were wrong. I made it to Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. Seeing 2102 there, I would wait for them to reverse back into their train before heading back to the private crossing. Guess who made it back to the crossing just in time for the big boy to pull in? It was me. I tried to make it to Mountaintop, but there was too much traffic. So I booked it to Pittston, and while at a traffic stop, I came across this random railroad crossing where I would see the best shot I've probably ever taken in my life. I didn't know where the train was when I was on the way to Pittston until we were at an overpass where I saw two steam locomotives neck and neck with a news helicopter flying right over them. We ended up at this traffic stop, and I saw all the people, and I saw two tracks. I knew what was going to happen.
You alright, Todd?
After that, I didn't really know where to go, and I didn't think I could beat it to Pittston, so I ended up right back into my favorite spot. Luckily, since the big boy was also not coming, there was hardly any people, and I could get front row seats to this beautiful locomotive's arrival. After watching her arrive, I decided to move up past the signal bridge to catch her coming around the corner and get some great pictures. It started to rain and I wanted to beat her to the next spot, so I cut the footage early and made a run towards Whitehaven. I also randomly passed by this passenger train while I was leaving.
We want to have seen that.
The next time I would see our train, it was stopped. Apparently someone had a medical emergency and they would have to haul someone out in an ambulance. But it would give us just enough time to make it to Whitehaven and have enough time to set up.
Why they stopped? Actually,
We'd make it to Whitehaven, and I think I had one of my coolest shots right here around this corner.
Birdman! Ah! Oh my gosh!
Yup. It turns out Heist was on the back of that train, and I also got to meet him and take a picture with him after this train had arrived in Nesquehoning.
After that, I was able to get a picture with Heis, and then we'd have to head back to our hotel. The next day, we would see the big boy up in Scranton, but I don't have much footage of that besides them blowing their whistle and a bunch of photos of the museum. This is really the last photo I have of our chase. It was a great time, and it was something that I definitely would want to do again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again the next time I post. Also, I just completely forgot. I was interviewed for Fox 56, The Wolf, which was the local news channel for northeastern Pennsylvania. Please go check out the video on the Big Boy and you can see my interview on the first day of the Big Boy's arrival.